Respect for Nothing by Arvéy Illeszender. Chapter 1. In Brutal Sands. I, once a cum shop, now a sack full of shit and bone, have grown so precocious and so pretentious and so deluded as to think that my opinions are worth communicating to the world. And thus here it is that in this book I've bashed out the bollocks of my brain. Lights, camera, stardust, laughter. For a book, you stupid cunt's not worth a fuck. Indeed, I've creep-crawled libraries like a limp-wristed skeleton among the sycophants, the mercantile, the dogmatist, the sly, the servile. And books look dead to me, deader than me, dead in their boredom and dust and inanimacy. Who in their right mind, I've wondered, would be opening a book when they could be parting the lips of a blue-eyed princess? Only a queer. Do you honestly think I'd be writing this shit if I were lying in a white sun-split hotel in Buenos Aires, where I bacon in the sun, sniffing cocaine off the tits of a liquid black-haired Argentinian model, dressed to the bitchin' max in hold-ups and sharp stiletto heels? No, this is the refuge of the loser, of the failure. If you are well in body and mind, go and live, I say, for the sands of your time, they slip away. Trebuchet headfirst into the bursting umbrellas of the sultry-faced racing classes, the vagina deluxe, the Bowman-laced and tiara'd sunglasses. From Air France to Sloane Square, from Marie Claire, perfumed air, sporty air, for traffic lights and gear-long grace, for little shoes on Denmark Hill, for little girls in Denmark Place. I, sizzled in fear, like a cool tiss of air blowing through a tooth nerve sear. I, a circle my skull, trapped, cold, in pain, tapped, old. I am alive, which is to say, I am dying in this world. I am a flash of frightened and confused consciousness between two eternities of appalling fucking darkness. I am an indivisible unit of dream and fear, unwanted unto others, unwanted unto myself, hobbling around like a drunken fuck with my cock in my hand, blind, demented, slapping my skull into the concrete streets of the 21st century. In orbital concordance, the shadow of a ghost of a total stranger. Lost, I stand alone, to pirouette solitaire, twisted, confused, contorted, hair fried, head fizzled, nerve scorched, a burden beaten and broke in a dead man's suit, a charlatan, a coward, a crurophile, a wanker, in hypochondriasis, daft, paranoid, a pervert, lecherous, crying for warmth and touch, counting up pennies for a fuck, crooked, shattered, worn, soul sunk, dragged aslant over broken glass, jankum fucking street junk, in the rain, passer, like a dog in my own tears, morbid, morose, uncouth, a mongrel smacked up against the wind, a valetudinarian on my tiptoes, teeth-wrecked, gorilla-faced, friend-zoned, mangle-handed, bulbous, verbose, sickly, brain-fucked, hysterical, lost, awry, an ant in a cockpit, a frog on fucking lower leaves, pissed on fear I waft around, a clown to a clown's clown, in oud, labdanum, anateus, M7, absolute, matters not, obtien manuel poir, I've never splashed on, a Chanel one, bowling ball to pristine, a 19 gun, lip gloss, a tight box, a peached bum, in a Chenties a tie ryoke, and now, long gone my best years, shake I do, like pots and fucking pans, and everywhere I go, there I am. Around my own corner I appear, in rancid shadows dangled in epistaxis, mangled in fear, eyes supine, dripping and trembling into the nadir, a wimp, an incel, born in snow to jaundice glow, torn, bereft of luck, rocking back and forth on a bed like a demented fuck. A shadow that will not fuck off from itself, petrified of the potential, lost in waste to the fountain pen and banger, tossed, slammed, repulsed, damned, drafted in a ball bag, fucked into eternity, attuned to the moon of a cunt's doom, kicking about my legs in a vain struggle for attention, like an upturned fly. Scared to live I am, scared to fucking die. Abjectus vociferari existentialis, intense, ill, awkward, limited, deformed, diseased, neurotic, thick, apathetic I am, vulgar, dumb, dense, dim, a dick. And dreams do to my content what warmth does to wax. My shoulders like fucking earrings, pain shivers across my face, up my back, tingles down my fucking soul spine. Through cobwebs whacked I walk, I piss on the altar, piss on the street. I hang off walls like concrete cracked, to see the world swirl around me, blonde, a fox's nose, a tight box, tits, tight slits, legs, tattooed seam bows. Black in lambency, patina, the weft and warp of nylon, in definition, debonair, delicate and slight, my agony a rife, poisoned by rainbows, my teeth bite. I remove my nose, black out my eyes, nail eternal grief through my fucking skull. To black out the universe I tormented, as cold as a razor blade, as tight as a tourniquet, as dry as a funeral fucking drum, slain in a circular pain, and all my dreams milled to grain, to smoke from silt, to bone from milk, to walk the city night, see women on fog /architectura in tights, pink lips and lights, eyelinered eyes, to sing through pitch black skies, fuck death and money, les grandi galazere, to fuck all squared. This absolute and abject loss from the spiritual bond between my bastard soul and the incendiary end of a crooked fucking wand. Alone I stand, pulling out my tongue with my hand, to destroy myself in snaps as a breeze block caresses taps, to swing below an axe, to let my head roll, to cut me off at the knees, to collapse, to fall, and around myself to crawl, reflecting back to swivel in Sicily for imperial fucking terrorists, empire forces, militant cunts, hammer slammers, occidental thieves, grifters, swindlers, hacks, men who for stronger men drop to their knees, flutter their lashes, arch their backs, pout their bums, part their lips, and kiss an O upon coral bell tips. A gloss of iridescent gleam, army boy slip kisses British soldiers, US Marines, the callous, the unctuous, the brainwashed, servile, hired hand. And then I who stumble through in sorrow glance to at the flicker fucker's fingers dance, to crack, to slit, to slash my oval, white, brown, lined black eyes in scalpeled skies, blind and blown, zoom out from drone, to miss myself, to flicker, shudder, flash, and paralysed in the paroxysm of forever's pain, to dash, to stammer, struggle, twaddle on sans hope, legless, armless, eyeless, mouthless, dickless, pointless, but to fight on against the fucking sissified, the sycophant, the suppressive, the capricious, the dogmatic, the insipid, the obsequious, the brown-nosing, the scheming, the insidious, the insincere, the arrogant, the connected, the unimpeachable, the privileged, the protected, the debulous, the tenaire, the exolitus, the snowflake, the jingo, the patriot, the chintzy, the meretricious, the autistical fuck, the quack, the furtive, the militant, the left, the right, as cum guzzles to drip down the corners of corrupt fucking mouths in Perlesh, the man who maketh woman sounds, the cunts of bathos and effeminate patois, the estrogen-filled corridors of fraud, daft cognoscenti, power, pull, Porsche, on soda-stream guards of arms, IDF smirks, the sissified to satiate, averted eyes that a quiver, berate. The finger in pansies, the beards, the nerds, the fops, networkers, the fucketarian offendee. I myself have turned and seen the mocking dance and stamp and roll of file calculating lies that dart across the narrowed surreptitious slit of wicked fucking eyes. The insyndical family business whispers that monitor, trace and chart reparation, restitution, power, gain, the Goldman line, the empire, the licorice, wonga wanks of usury, the holocaustic complex industry, those that watch the money, watch the gold, clamber round like vultures tipped up, vultures sold, the feculent funk of litigious ZF sewers, the slyer, the prior, the higher, the spire, the epicene, the slippery, the fucking snide, the gossipers, the ominous, the oddballs, the twee, he, the cunt who says I shouldn't say this, he. The adumbrative Milan boys that concealeth desires, entwined in the tangle of upworthy and offence and briars, that passive-aggressive parataxis, assumptions of axiom, grammar, axis, fucking liars, coaxers, cajolers, inveiglers, the assignationary, the creepy meters, the secret schemers, the fauna, the instruct newborn Auslander, drifters, leylanders, the hooked-on demanders, the quasi-arbiter, the clandestinely truculent, the covert, the scammers, the freaks, the fucksters, the mice-brained, the nonce, the ponce, the plum-gum, chi-chi, lallard and swank, the haspel smilers, the self-servers, the lick-spittle, the offence-dialers, the ion gamers, the yenter, the dishonest, the nepotistic, the silencers, the suffocators, the crowned by the state, the fucklicks, the suppressors, those who play the payola over inquiry sounds, the behind-back shifters, the envelope lifters, the hush-money coys, the shoulder-tap boys and kickback boys, the Mintzgate misters, the mockers, the sly winkers, the twisters, the white knight, the axiologue, the mouthpiece, the fist, the fucking state, the cunts of this world who in dying you might miss, but in living I fucking hate. And so it is that I get up in vanitas, cream my bollocks, skin my nut, slap clary sage and bergamot, wrapped in the skies of all I'm not, to walk across the city, tween the traffic and the kitty, up the snakes, down the ladders, far away, close at hand, into palms of reprimand, the trembling fear of cancered glance. I crawl like a fucking insect, a subatomic squirmer, and so in duck and boom sphere I rise like a Roman candle, fall like a fucking tear, and nothing's path to nowhere there, nothing here. And with desire down I buckle like a rag doll ruckled, for it's not in my liquid fuckless eyes that reflect, in the twinkle pearlescence of pert pink pussy lips, as satin lace glides and slips like silent snow, to anklet bow, neath cubicles of changing rooms as knickers drop and petals strewn in crystal creme perfume bloom. No, I whistle through my sexless doom the wetless waste of nothing's tune. As TikToks turn the sun to moon, I fall from woman's womb through broken glass into tomb. A state-of-the-art fuchsia inclines here, hunkers there, under the weep of willow tree, the moist, the mauve, the musk, the me. The sweat drops saline drip behind sonnenbreel, under sun and seal, for swan and snap in water silk and cherry glaze, in fictive halcyonic days. No, not I. I walk the fucking rat roads on my tiptoes, tap petrified, with a happiness capped to the low ender, the fear ender, and so under curvitude and bender I shudder alone, it shivers my bones. As the rug of life is pulled from under me, I left spinning on the hard shoulder, staring close up at a weed that no planner ever planned to see. Moving up the mountain, I'm called back down. Halfway in the sky, I'm pulled to ground. I, like stop-start animation, jitter, buzz, twitch, flicker, glitch, and say, as the ultimate shudder of my truth, that I run through the bang of life's gone, like a fucking bull scared through the nightmare of the red glare and the lust flare of the world's fair, with the tights here and the tits there in the sly stare of the dice there. Dessart, dorsal, Jean-You, Gila Bruna, Jeanette culture for the leg arch, lip gloss, quiver tarts. The glisters, Navy Royale, Talcum Frog, de Lune, Zimbabwe and Dutch Park, Essel Fall, Black Swan and Blue. Walford and Sharp and ballerinas and Josephinas and Sisley, creme red cold touch under nylon sheer, Slapmander, Illeszender and smack forced I walk the fucking rat roads in chavs clothes, zoom through Zion mine slop under the sarcastic fucking sun, a desperado I double take at the fucking doll shop as the eye fills and the ground grills. And the traffic swills and the train drills in Rotasier to Luminaire, in Wimbledon commentary, Zurich air. Not I as a child couldn't think, couldn't talk, couldn't think, couldn't walk, could shit and cry my eggshell head from tit to fucking bed. But now, in ego, the pain of all pains, that saline sniffer, that redolent olfactory stinger, that bleach gulp that within me fucking lingers, the singer, the swinger, the sword in the warbling fucking sky, my own potential, that old waste, that old curse and Damoclesian hearse, that old curse and the distant fucking winger, pissed up against the wind, sprayed back over my slinger, that old regret as my time slips thinner, as my eyes dim and dimmer, I cry to know that one day I'll die, be a dead man, a fucking dinger. For freedom of speech, I muffled and muted, profiled, looted, prosecuted, caned, punched, booted. I in airport interrogazione, undergrounded, pitchforked from Berlin to London to New York. I shanked, security flanked, submersion tanked, shoved into small cell, in contagion fellow hell, in warming water, can't discern the outline of my body from shin to chin, nor the depth of dark they've dipped me in. In pitch blackness I stare to nothing and shiver in anti-care, stunned in the petrifying slap slish of a decanted stonefish. I only wanted Nana Polina, a Brooke Logan, Justina Zodskalinska, Johanna's Legs, Milo Moir, a -20 Gregorazzi, Thornton Sarmiento, a fucking Wingfield, cherry glazed heels on them, glacé patent, hold-ups, laminate latent, utopian health, solarium dreams, nutrient analytics, gartered seams, DX Revito, the mentholic waft of utter blue that through olfaction blew, crystalline, glacial, eucalyptic, minted hue, aqua white, celestial blue. But no, not thy, fuck my life parched I lie, barren to the bone am I, on red clay baked dry, choked on sand, mouth flopped, alone, frazzled on arid land, on feldspar, mica, silicon dioxide, I polydipsic, out of piss, dehydrated, a dying fish, gulping air, insulted, dead-eyed, lifeless stare, grilled under sun, blistered blind, fontanel sunk, twitching dry, coursed by dust, caked in rust, essiccate on brutal sands, tons electric Macmillan. I am my own Wenchi, we one fucking dough, swaying aqueros, beaten by the bounce defensore, los falante, impotent delan fucking teros. I am too old for this, too weak for that, fear of death has fucked my life, I lie alone, I wank myself, I am my wife, of winecast guys, autumnal sun, hazeline, then blackened straps of cordyline, to January snow, sniffing round my end I go, through Ponzi pyramids of pedagogues and synagogue entiere, and swinging from the rafters of fortified laughters, every fucker that's a cutter is a plaster. And so I, like a demented fucking minotaur, through the stone of foundation, dogma, fear, bore. I, psychotic, dig into the recesses, into the armamentarium and phobery of supranational control, power, imperium, teardrop thalassocracy. I dig under floorboards into the lattice work of wires, the subterfuge of fucking liars, to expose the duplicitous, to shudder in tunnels and dark lanes, to pray for the light of digital ledgers, transparency, truth, blockchains. But still, until immortality is now, worse than all, worse than dead, is dying, I shudder alone to a pain I've known of trying to die, as women whip across my eye. In hospice bed a man could lie, in curse and sigh, as women doctors nurses slide across the frame of sexless Wayne. Makeup heels, perfume slight, lipstick light, across the floor. You love them all, you love the world, it pains you more to die in awe. I am thus, in verses life. Against the inevitable fucking black screen, angered at creation that borns us all to die, that suffers us all to crush our balls, round a fucking mortal coil, pestled, mortared into soil. I am against it all, and thus too, I am verses I, for hope a burner, a nothing turner, as women tower over me, I'm a little midget fuck, an insect to the powers of command, doe-eyed like a girl guide, I, a sissy, pert and prissy, give my passport to the man who shall determine where I stand, or on the steps of a bank, credit ranked, conviction tanked, outside Masonic lodge owned land, the government office civic order, I stop, submit, replete to border, an outside boy, a grovel dog, a tiny cog, an ingrate wog, raised up deformed from Irish bog, limping through the Dickens fog, Arab browed in Britain now, fanny wowed by the crowd, a lower class of peasant caste. I dream thus of simpler pains, the hope one day of traction lanes, and circle I in curious arc, a future smile, a spring, a spark. I light my world, and from it fall away the dark. but in the good I worry bad that falling from such height would have an impact more than were I still a fucking crawler on the floor. Thus all my life is twisted in this paradox I've listed, that light for me's consisted of a darkness I abhor, that of being snatched from laughter into hospital disaster, and shuffled swiftly out of joy. I for one for five, I alone to be alive. To see legs, tits, women's eyes, but to know that I will die high and dry, limp and lonely with a cry. That impasse that impales my smile, and quizzles then in Judas guile, to comfort me and sigh, while I, by age and disease, am killed alive in the shadows of the inevitable. That insidious creeping mortal bastard corkscrew, like a fucking slicculent millipede, a Philade's cock that augurs in and mandrels out in its evil helix the tillage of my fucking soul's hope, that pulls out from me my own fucking core, and as I lie dying, all my dreams of blue-eyed blondes in nylon mesh, tits and seams slice my skin in pain charts more than aggregates of all before, as scalpelled acids through me pour in marble bath incessant swipes in high-rise block of razor-bladed fluoro-antimonic nights. No, I cannot believe that I will die. That sinks my head and bows my sigh. When full make-up and sun I see, slits in perfume swirl round me, golden legs and holy V. Let my end forever be as distant as horizons see. Because I know from tales and dreams and images that I have seen, a combination does exist, if they are drugged or they are pissed, or in the roulette spin of mist by pivot luck, sans rohypnol merely shuck, a bless of fortune can be plucked, somehow unstuck. To pick the locks and thus from fox eternal bliss of rapture snuck, of super blondes that kneel to suck before the reaper fucks me struck with huck of scythe to final gluck, and fucks me in the box below, neath muck and soil and shit I go, forevermore in fucker's sleep. The world fucks on in heartless beat, forgets me neat, my orbitus and holes decay as translucent insects twitch away in my eye sockets. Whilst I'm dead, curl up, vomit, shit out eggs. Us, mankind, are still absolutely blind, resplendent in the flick of time, whilst we do into decline. Thus into dark I slip and slide, shivering in the endlessness of system self. Despise I do my own eyes, that see fine wrists in summer skies. In Kilion's Suspiro bend, convertibilis Ferrari'd end, through Kensington and purring send, red and silk to roll ascend, Spiegel im Spiegel, Gumma, I see my skeleton deformed in the red gloss of Princess Parade. I see this in reflection, in the mirrors of dilection, in the blue blondes of perfection, in the kittens of erection, the culmination frontier of bloodline and selection. I see my mongrel countenance cower, tipple to and fro, back at me, as camera pans around the stands of dainty waist in Imperiale Orchidee to Nationale anthem bands, from Russian snow to Cycladian sands. Up the fucking aller of sultry princess noses, lacquered tits and toeses, post-Ferrucian poses, all my life's worth, in these flash of moments, comes and fucking goes. Ballet fighter, flighter, lighter, JFK, duty free and roses. These little girls in Chateau Beaublo, conche pearls, black-haired and perfumed, condensed milk blondes, blue-eyed and sweet, thin-ankled, discreet, pubo-coquetiously petite. My imagination, that reign of God on neuron, darts to darkest bender of the slightness and the slimness and the slender of tiny pussies, narrow tight, foxed eyeliner, lily pink, Swiss air white, syrup glossed in delight. I buckle, contorted, alamorted, pray whilst I peel my eyes away to the holy Sycra, prav in more pelvises, wishbones in lycra, in breath and mist I bite my fist, ice-queened, crystal-eyed, stern, serened, in imperial palaces I piss. I am done, I am dusted, I finitoed, spent, bent, dead, busted. I won't be ruled by man nor woman, can barely see the flowers of the city from the tits and the sun and the rain and the pity. I live out my irretrievable hours poor, whilst the rich live rich. As that granular commodity dusts away, kneel I do like dripping bitch on my knees in a ditch to salute man. If I could unshackle myself from the chains of ethical conscience, I could devise a plan. Usurp my station, make a fortune, live in sex and palace splendour, my life a buzz of fuck and bender. And if caught in the weasel off my sniffer's plan, I'd say the same as every other fucker, millionaire, billionaire, power woman, power man. A vision made me do it. From scriptured night a voice came through it. I am the chosen one, it said. This land is mine. I supreme, act divine, God sublime. It wasn't me, it was God's voice. Thus my action, each transaction, is God's choice. Or by darker cruise that drills me here to the judgment table sphere, shadowed, silent, sad, sincere. The devil made me do it, fear. Corruptive he, in the dark, choked my good to hostage sire, beat me from honest man to liar, and swirled me in with him conspired, so that I would chin the blame, diminished, entwined, malevolent in flame, that soldered I an evil chain, and through my sane impaled me lame. There is one thing I beg of you, don't let such evil warp your view. Rise above the jury do. I am distinct from the crime the devil made me do. I tell you true, I was possessed, I was infected. I guess by God I was neglected, and my actions were affected. Or if by secular extenuation I should deem more fortuitous an escape a plan, I'll say simply, for truth it be, the neurons in my head throw my actions around on a whim. I, bipolar, fraudulent, perverted and outspoken, renounce responsibility, in claim synaptics here are broken. Always the victim I shall be, that's how power fronts the new, how bastards rise to force gain through. They melt the shackles that limit I, debase the chains that limit you. My impulses shift in such a way that sometimes against the safe I sway, neuroed here, transmitted there, in complex computation air. Usurp the core, replace arbitrary moral thought with mind scanners. Then my will you will examine, stars and serotonin famine. It's made me do it, and somehow I thought that going through it, a good man would become of thee. When man he has fuck all to lose, then a man is free. I, antagonized by the seminaries, bitch fields, men, women, miniature sugared fairies, icy roses, asterisks, the queers, the goeses, and blowjobs from God's girls, and the pink throbs of the silk bobs, the sparkly-eyed in dresses twirls, men and women, once boys and girls, like dandelion furs blowing in the halcyonic innocence of fucking gingham, kissy-catching hazy woods in playgrounds, skipping, running, singing. I who cannot know everything I know, or be everything to everyone, thus hang, mute, low, crucified in stark incertitude in tow, like a scarecrow stares for fuck knows at a scarecrow, for fate to fuck as my bones, nerves, arteries, veins are plucked by lurking vulture, circling crow, in visa traps from Scamalapse to crystalline barratry, in evening hues of universal avenues, from butcher to biologist, quark-sphere ontologist, from the reigns of Silvano and Amarantine, amethyst, eucalyptus, sage divine, tuberose, leather moss, turpentine, oak and amber, oud and loss, from fiberglass delusion I crawl from where I'm tossed, drawing into Euston Station, I, my soul knackered, as the new pace clambers around tube poles, in high heels, in the fresh slip of new souls. Not I walk ruined, I walk wrecked, my peace is blown off, scared, inept, afflicted in the sizzle, off the want for fuck, the flocculence of love, the chimera of luck. Transfixed in the hunt of access to cunt, I am programmed violet said, chained to this, my every move, my every sniff, the tremble of my eye slits, inocular vergence, visual fields of lip, light, date emergence, incessad, raster scan, smooth pursuit, the whip of pan, fuck chuck from the glass shard bunkered stillism of jittered hate, into the succulent clang of the iron gate, A Syrian's bird cracks its spleen into the smash of solid screen. All my TikToks lie in wait, resigned I am to twist in fate, across the red Venetian night that hangs serene in fictive dream, an Ivazovsky superlight, unsourceable in Xerox form, and in the peace parade of struggling cell that pulls adrenal down my hell, every man that death has laid, the piled up Vereshchagin heads, skull on skull, forever deads, the Guernica silence, clothed up covered, killers walk free, history smothered, truth buried, hypocrites misled, story blocked with file in hand, united as fuckers invading a land, for oil, for loot, for petrodollar, by command of central bank, in narrative planned, I but a dot in the entire ambit of human values, the total tillage of all mankind, the value sphere, aerogel, wraparound murder, a ballast song, in jimping, in corrugate, blocked, repressed, drowned out, silenced, force violenced, and kaleidoscopic nomenclature ameliorates to every deviation, state, difference, inclination, liberalance, ultra-freedom, tolerate, torch to wash, expand insider, bloom and squash, in mankind's garden from poor to posh, bang illicit Hieronymus Bosch, the tinkling decay of snowfall to Chopin, down Katerina Palace walls, like a drip down an ice cream cone, till the cervix of the surf moans, and the big man with strong hand and dumb nuts at his command slaps you about on a whim, cocained in the gift of his love to him, from the Trans-Siberian Railway snows to Kinkade, Kornoya, winter glows, and through night terror after night terror after night terror, like a fucking cargo train that pillars through my fucked brain on adriamycin, bleomycin, vinblastin, dacarbazine, thyroxine, plateauing sertraline, in chemo headlock, radio nerve fucked, to sniff a line of perfume in the digitalis of chamber fears, lying here in lilac spheres of 16th century pasteliers, from castles of fictive worlds, purple balls, curtained halls, rivers disguised, Savoy to Ritz, talcum powdered boudoirs, perfumed tits, sucked off by lip-glossed lips, as a crying violin hangs its fucking soul upon the whim of cultish call, I and my all, scared of hell, down on all fours, a pussy to God, loyal to laws, in a fete, a shawl over my minced slit, I flutter my lashes, lipstick to fag, fag to ashes, in wait I skate the thin ice of fate. The reaper stands behind me in Desardian lick, inhaler, sommelier kick, impaler, like a porn man behind a ballerina. I am done, touch my toes a la seconde, my brain's an empty pot that thrusts the sea of human sewer, my mouth's a cesspit from that sluice that foams from fear to stenches newer. This harangue, this painful hell, this stunning light, it blacks me blue across the white. I was once quick to shake and shiver, now I am much faster. So whilst I'm linked up to my heart, I'm chained up to disaster. I move through life in jilted thought and psychotronic dance for master. I in beggar's shame, recalcitrant, conditioned, tame. In aggregate of human pain, alone and cane down empty lane. I in consortium and venture, exploring outer space and into earth indenture. Rapacious and devoid I do, adventure through dimensions new. And all my goodness, de gustibus non e disputandum matters not a fuck to the cherry red-legged tights under satin violet lights. From the embroidered past of New England mahogany, opal sphere, Atlantis sand, golden honey, Swiss milk, alpine forest, pastoral land, to the neon Antiguas of obsolete now, to tomorrow, the virtual cybernetic, electro-augmented, synthetic, AI heretic, transhuman, prophetic, nanotechnologically hyperdialectic, tomorrow. But all my fucking dreams blown to ribbons and bows, wisps and shreds, like a machine-gunned pavlova, explodes, floats, falls, descends. Stop forever in slow-mo fucking rewind, forever inclined, suspended, embended, entwined. As the confetti of fate falls, and as forever mauls I, blinded, deafened, unguided, cell-mended, hell-rendered, and fear-sellers arched and bended. I who sat and prayed and shat and cried to this and pled for that. The fucking bounce of Brahms, it seems, across my face. That screen of screams, that flash of dreams with scalpel seams. For nothing but life, life which is dreaming and fearing and fucking dying. For what? To be dead forever in silence, as nothing falls through coffin walls and women suck off men anew, when in the ground lieth you, as corpse and bone, dead, alone. Stockholm to fellatio, into fire I do dance across the world in faggots glance, and there saw girls in cry eyeliner, in apertures of tight vagina, shiver strut eye recliner, slice their way through fog-strown finer, in autumn lace to Halloween, city glaze split serene, mollified, cream and clean. On balsamo winter traffic, leather mossa wet look graphic, nibble wintered, lycra splintered, warm mug knitwear, lip bite sapphic, sultry step, golden tanned, azuri blonde, beach house fond, summer swept, arched and splendid, pink in tutu, boudoir perfumed, parted, bended, gassed in rouge gloss, tapped out, scented, dented, mended, in rice-eyed lie, the world for I, a snow globe for perverts, a snow globe shaken, I awaken, betwixt my muzzled fucking eyes, that every single one have said, in couture, sartorialist flick of floor, can do an ease for helmet, by bounce of head, a ton of what in tear I've said, that I pray for in microgrammage, every day till fucking damage wears me down till I am dead. And I, a pervert exposed to this, dribbling in anti-bliss, in beg for tits and legs to kiss, I cry my eyes out like I piss. I bleed as the glass sphere of my mind shatters blind in the whipping toss and warping twirls of soul collapsing, light relapsing, dancing girls. But slapped in the face, repellent to women, stung by mace, I as a psychonaut blow into space, the pulses of thought in search of lost time, strode distraught. I only wanted St. Petersburg snows, the sweet serene of the silver screen, Montreal winter coats, and a family of thin-ankled girls. I only wanted our home on the glow of an avenue, as lamplight turns to twilight dew, a Christmas of faucus and hue. I only wanted a robin in a tree, snow on fall till white is soft, beside a sultry princess sucking me, in red lipstick to potpourri, in Asian pea. Warning thee with teasing cheek she'll kiss a dick, move on fleet. I only wanted perfumed powder, Lucy's and Sophie's for sisters, kitten-nosed with whispers that kiss the air like whiskers, the father to own the world and all the snow that glisters, silk, coal, flaxen hair, pianoed silence in the air, condensed milk blondes in pelvic true form, pit-stop forlorn, blush-toned, bounce-lawn, lycra, cheek-boned, formula wand, but not my life. My mind is fucked in detonair, I've tread the strife of agony in the key of wanton bliss, and where I thought there could be this, these dreams of life inside my head, further pain I found instead. When into suffering I was led, illness has come back, they said, and in your body it has spread, and my heart broke, my legs came lead, stunned beyond the depths of dread, no words had I or tears to shed, so I lay dying on a bed, my mother, father, torn to shred, dangling on a teary thread, would not surrender I to dead, though my eyes had sunk and fled, in prayers to God they cried and pled, and in the days that came ahead, they arched my back and held my head, and in my mouth they put bread, and so I lived on, but now they're dead. So fuck the world and endless sky, drained I am, exhausted wry, fatigue soul stinging and bereaved, arse blown wide, fucked off, thieved, buggered in anus, busted in silvery velvet blood, like a Renoir red rendang, sold and mangled from the taxman fuck in a warehouse chain gang gangbang, to the dead eyes of a camman, until God comes down from the sky and says to me I'll never die, that in the echoes even of my laughter I fucking cry. I wake up with a blocked nose in the pitch black of my eyes closed as I reach down to broken toes against pain, against death. Who am I in this shit that I write to lash out? Who am I to smudge the air because I and nothing deem life unfair with crying here and crying there? Who the fuck am I? What the fuck is me? A pseudo-profound quasi-clown. I have no balls to kiss a train, to jump or drown in gibberish against the town, against the gown, against the crown, against every metonymic noun. This toddler-brained hypocrite's whine against the sound of girls' heels that snap a tap of illicit decay upon the strike work of Saturday night concrete. I love that more than a mother loves the sound of her own child's fucking heartbeat. So I ask this to God, or whichever way the wicked wind fucking bloweth, north to south, upside down, inside out, east to west, round to round. You, the architect of women's legs, the architect of life and death, did you born me here to beg for more, to hobble to and fro from whore, on the ropes of broken hopes, all for crumbs of living poor, moving scared and dreaming snared? I, like a pulping vagina, dripping mangled tripod to the powers of this world, the presidents and prime ministers, the patriots, the authorities, the FBI and CIA scanners, the police, the state, the new century planners, the central bank, imperial rank and Zionist wank, to the government to which I do, like a gash reading from the drip out spunk drop and smash, like a girl wrecked and wrangled, tongue tipped out, pre-cummed on silvery liquid lines I dangled, in antifuse a la Jean Focasseur, I like a fanny, flop like a bus balloon that's lost its air, doe-eyed, I see the nation's military like a girl sees a hipster's guitar, the pretense warps me like a virgin crowbar, ministers of justice I see with cocaine scooped fingernails, self-serving organisms, STIs in tribal parliamentary suit, the power boys and girls of this world in happy ending pursuit, bend a fucking railway shovel against my teeth, chink its frozen blessed steel on the nape of my fucking neck, then smile to see in fuckers' glee my red blood fall on Modabella snow as my eyes bestow a pain I do not want to show. Power man has made a woman out of me, and power woman's made a child out of she, and that's been my servile fucking life beneath the fist of shattered sky, fear of reprisal silenced I, handcuffed and elbowed to the ground, like a mouse I quiver round into a hole, a sissied soul, cashed in, smashed in, made to kneel and genuflect, under aspergillum wrecked, eye parted like a wishbone, gag on men I'm forced to suck, I whimper to the sounds of Gluck, till I am blessed by milky spirit, I watch the rich pull up their zips, flutter my lashes, wipe my lips, I fix my makeup, pay my tax, my purple heart, my pink prolapse, into my purse put lipstick back, obey the army, bless the queen, I bucarcade filled with cream, I choke a smile of thankful beam, I bandage up my holes with luck, in secret then I write this shit, I live my life, a frightened fuck. I, unfettered to the customs and expectations of this time, fly in mind like a tracer across the human sky, and I, in infinite fantasy, in the aggregate of destinal equity, transcend, dissect, adore, disrespect, object to and cry for the end of all alls, all itself, every particle that existeth, that which wanders lost and froze in yesterworld's forgotten snows. To the market of human warmth cometh those to win and lose, in lie and love sincere. I myself dance transhuman, petrified in digisphere, to the end of all frontier. What last among us shall crawl, with dying finger upon the dust clay of holy space? Far from here, I, a quark of nothing in the total universalia, pulp carbon, fester, and with light on, turn light out. For afterlife I dance in doubt, into nothing sure I shout, in fictional bond to pristine blonde, lip gloss pink, down roll condomed, hide I do from death itself in chilling stealth, and when I die I'll miss myself. Motivated by hate, buck-eyed and busted in the illusion of freedom, I clockwalk through the world, corruption wriggles under me like larval insects writhe through cheese, as uncouth as human ceremony, as cringeworthy as dogma, as pathetic as ambition, as sinister as strategy, as fulfilling as obsession, as two-faced as Lockheed Martin, L3 Tech, Leonardo Finmeccanica, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, Mossad, Mother Smashers, as vulgar as etiquette, as genuine as a spy, as embarrassing as confidence, baptized into heresy, as self-indulgent as a TED Talk wanker, as conceited as curriculum vitae, as limp as a thoughtster, as dry as a nerd, as crooked as those successful via proxy of moral flexibility. I slag off rats, but what's a rat done? See how humanity wanks, the panting spaniels, the doormats, the mountebanks. Look at the crawlers, the fluffers, the tiptoe boys. Look at the nerds as they fester in triangulations of geekdom. The bunkos, the bilkers, the eyelash flutterers, the milkers. I am simple, I am straight, I walk the world and generate for every inch a mile of hate. A servant to no one, to nothing a slave, no man, no woman, no star, no state. I suck no cock, I curtsy no god, I shiver not to Kalashnikov, and rumination of all kind, from my dick down to my mind. I have a switch, I fuck it off, I am a glitch in the cosmos that twinkles in the shit of loss. Fisted face or hammer smacked, man hits me, I hit man back. And so I did when on the track of false moxie I was whacked by the sneer of men in academic hustle then. Those cunts of nerdy pedant gaggle, locker boys, the chit-chat faggle, those fucks by proxy of progeny wealth, imperialist gain, bow-tied and sissified up dogma lane. And there I saw a world of whoring, deep in red tape underflooring, and caught frozen stunned like rats, whose eyes reflect the light of infrared night vision back. I saw that guilty shiver glare in cellar lies, I caught them there. Those burrowing fucks, hypocrites, Norris books, festering men in their wimp and tardy basal fucker stratagem. I saw dandies insincere, dogmatic and agenda-led. I saw them network flutter lash. I saw Sineda's kissing head. I saw cunnies talking shite, precociously assume they're bright, whilst their minds were fucking dead. The Spintria were suppressive fucks that hid behind cachets of books, so they could twist manipulous, in ruthless search of prestige glow, in corridors of sharp elbow. These cunts would lie and scheme and sigh for 10 years what they had in eye, to stab and twist in sneaky ways and justify it after, and dicks they'd licked from cackle's foe of sycophantic laughter. Meek and willing boys and girls like semi-automatic guns that wrap their load round power's plums, curtain false docile colts with dripping gums that slip and slide in French Rococo sissy pride, coxcomb lip gloss mollified with spiders' legs that snakes can't hide, crawling out of creepy corner up to man they mock in fauna, offence itself the only thing these cunts could find themselves to bring, and searching for in dirty looks a purpose for their gushing pen, the women they were thick as fuck, almost as thick as fucking men. I've been warned and threatened in corridors of corruption. I've been summoned into crooked rooms in crooked universities where I've been called a recipe for universal disruption. I've been sat down by women, girls my own age, younger, dictated to by warning sighs of angry looks, false smiles and tuts. If I don't toe the line, there will be reprise. Correctional meetings, tactics of fear, designed to mould a mind idea, rain wayward thought to inward steer. You do things our way, let us make that clear. There is no place for your feelings here. So meritocracy was not so pure, to be exempt from the law, that sneaked plan of many man that I saw. Men who wrap their name in institutions, stamp and serve on plate, gourmet up to satiate the female whip and rise of late of psychobias craniate. Approval seekers, enamour meekers, all for end goal of cunt and heart. Disguising this then is the art of every white knight in those schemes. Lion fucks that drag you through like altar boy to Bell End View, their self-serving eggshell glue. For their betterment, their preservation, pseudo-intellectuals mortgage blueprints, southpaw maternity plans, the greed of the middle classes, fertility clocks, women's demands, sex click, branding, compromise by tenure, application, sycophantic standing. And when I questioned the provenance of their providence, I was called that recipe for universal disruption. So I resign myself to see in institutes I used to be, brown-nosed men who sat in classes, licked the shit from shit-licked arses, hushed in corridors, careful that what they say must adhere to what they hear coming from the mouths of peers, limited to what they see written on the fucking blackboard that some call education, I call fraud. Even I, strangled from the inside, endo-fucked adrenal don, could see this was a sea of scum, sewer swamp, fraud and pomp, library dweller, rulebook teller, chambermaided, O-slip fucking Della, thigh on nylon, hindered Nissa, straps on Sans Antonia, Bella. I, an anti-sissy wretch, in pectus carinatum sketch, what bronze Berliner trio do, for truth in hacker stretch and DN code, utopic fetch. Listen to the sycophantic giggle of the lecture crowd, boy and girl, pussies, the arse lickers, those who gaggle to polish the pomp of the shit talker, to finger her role, his ego, the embarrassing cringeworthy faction of fucklicks. Go for yourself and see, go to an institution, a university, the insipid crawl of limp sycophancy, the absence of sincerity, the sneakiness that fucks the air with jisms of potential kaleidoscopic smile and glare. Precocious cunts gossip hair, bloodline etiquette and privilege air, the tap by the envelope, the justification contortionists, the candy floss asbestos two-faced extortionists, the tardy weed, the fucking Dumbledore, the fat sweat-browed itchy-wooled sloth jacks, the pony boys in the crowd that fiddle fingers through the cracks, the state-sponsored privileged drama, female hysteria, arse kissers, dick lickers, pussy slithers, choreographers and compares of selective, strategic, quasi-fucking grief. In Sleeper's Mask, icy conman, imposter, swindler, fraudster, deceiver, stinger, Gilbert, Grimshaw, de Champagne, Springer. In foil line company, route marked tea-chests from trade ships, colonial theft. Salienko, ubi sunt, where are they? Ubi sunt quante nos volant. Who's that that's not there? In false air, in slideware, the shill, the oleaginous. To X I'm left, to Y I'm right, parading into searing night, modulated, demented, mutilated, augmented. I shiver the sky, euphoric I cry, in catharsis immense, a blasphemous nothing, confused, intense, agonized, anarchic. I have my own culture, from petri dish to ceremony, chilled in the twitch of memento mori, acrimony tomorrow's today to obsolete, the anti-foundationalist, the cynicist, the skepticist. For all my beliefs, I've pressed delete. In paradox, hypocrisy, terminal contingency, iota, appalling, absurd nadir, I am a camera of infinite fear. I accelerate through the universe, a microscalar, metapanna, Morgan manner, bat and lana, I with no perspective in the flash of nothing's lust, reverb through walls, axe the dust, sublime, synaptic, anti-ataraxic, pathetic, a failure, a to the fucking moon sailor. Between us girls, I ask in petticoat and rose garden swing swirls, did God make cock for us to fuck? Inside our cunt did God put lock? On ovary shoot did God put clock? Tick away the chance to love, saw instead through holy sock. I am nutshine cylindric, spewing jizz, Irish, English, Arab piss, short and dirty, scared of herpes, wrecking families, licking fannies, planned in essence to obsolescence. In footlockers that I've stood, and there in tights, under lights, in curtsied curl, in knee-bend pearl, blue blonde red cape supergirls. Thus I turn to writing shit like this, desperate for attention, for approval, as would many cunt who can't wangle on muster a fuck from the lustre of who and what they are. Like I a desperado, a trier, bizarre. See how I flutter and puppy eye for sex through the wanton wank of this diatribe. See in future days how I'll try to slip inside through proxy of reactant, through pity's bribe. See my ugly face in last-ditch effort for Fanny at my age. Watch me panic, watch me scramble, watch me gamble. See my sad cock in mirror dangle. See me think of you a fool. Inside your ear I fucking drool as I imply in irony's twist that in this shit some skill exists. In coy self-conscious ridicule, bury me facing down, so if I wake, try to escape, I'll dig forever into ground, so that the world will be sound. But as years go by, I grow slow, crack my feet, crack my knees, vitrify. In cunt-run prison, I hoodwinked and chicaned by smart bitch, the counterfeiting operations of the laundered rich, the quasi-kooky pseudo-kitsch, the Gideon Taylors, Dershowitz, the docile, obedient, prissy manner sculpted, the sold and bought in doctrine taught, the spineless, breezy, compliant, sleazy. I wake, drunk with exhaustion, can barely stand to piss, in pain and squint I miss, holding on to sink and cistern, knackered, swaying, sting and piston. I a gargoyle grotesquely formed, the stench of dank wafts from pipes, sick of body, sick in mind, buckle-barreled, itching, blind, losing balance, eye impaired, wobble step, shake on stairs. I can barely recall words, I hear it in my faltered voice, in this cringe-indulgent shit I'm writing, in my vision I'm diminished, in my chewing, in my biting. I can barely gulp or swallow, with calipered fingers in the mirror, eye insane, sweat, eyes hollow, slur my words, stammer, stutter, losing will to onward utter, on memory that's fading out, basic shit's beyond me now, I whimper like a fanny moaning, in insufficient serotonin, hard it is to recall faces, images and former places, and though it started off as mild, dementia now has hit me wild. I have regressed to fucking child, crawling down into decline, petrified in pain I whine, I take a breath to look back up. I wish I wrote this shit back when I was corpus mentis then. Half diseased, more alert, the chelib that I used to be, less diminished, now instead in palliative bed. I barely muster will to fade into eternal fucking grave. I wasted my life, now I'm wasting your time. I just write whatever rhymes. I'm a mess, a bomb scare, beggar pest, meander through attention quest, weirdo wild, in denial, fall to doom in Euro room, into hurt relief I zoom. All my life has been a scam, now I am a nothing man. I cry and splinter, jest and sigh, a Trojan horse, miles off course, into your ear, across your eye, as abstract images infest, damaged by a Rorschach test. Still I, a desperado for attention, right, dream of blue blondes every night. The wind it scorches up my nerves in tortured swerves, fucks me round like a kite. I drag my bones through razor wire, glimpse my skull in puddled water, launch my jaw through brick and mortar, peering into God and daughter. Sad for me the truth it be, like a griller I'm ugly, down and frowning, walk around in girls of glory pitch to awe me, model blue, the shit of my countenance ripples through reflection true, thus I send love to no respond, fat or thin, black or blonde, I reach out, they abscond, a parasite I scatter pond, my dick is like a dowser's wand, I suffocate in blistered sun, uneven streets, I live in slum, nothing straight, my bones crack on, no halcyonic bliss for thee, or twinkle line, too collapsing I resign, I hear the snap of pipe and crack, I feel the concrete slap my back, and there I lie in dead stare, looking up to skied air, the bang of the sun as it shrills me dumb, to fuck the atavistic quadrant star, to live in perpetual stun, to ultimate reply or die, violella, 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 infuse a large teraptosis nutricular, I run on Dino Tester, on Thames embankments of stolen lands, shore to ship, hand to hand, GS style technology, Henry Clarkers, camera sparkers, fear drives my fucking pen, my computer, my grave yacht, my zen, my mind upload dot. A real man is a fucking robot. My virtual phenomenology, I'm mouthbound to beg round the Lipstick Museum for a discount in Doletown. I, blown beyond Ecclesiastes and Loretta fountains, Lin Limon, dip my wish in alabaster, raising capital for pasta, sweet and bitter, spring and dreaming, women gleaming, as my time slims and the rope of my life thins in lassoed stretch around my neck. I am pulled from horse to rock, my head smashed for Brompton cocktail sucking cock at the fair. Fuck us air, throw for love and bucket gold in super time compassion sphere, Victorian powdered balloons woe around me as though moons in crisis in tarantula step. I alone frightened wept sans hope, dead in ground, the passers-by that live a bit before they die. Is that fair for anyone? Fuck the universal air and sun. I destitute in rectitude and turpitude, whatever rejects me I'm against, crippled by morality, augury, soldiers or terrorists, a line of infinite indistinction. Roll on the sex robots, he who breathes dies, in the parlance of breath, the mirror of lies. White eiderdown taut, burning man in Hyrulean serenity, wafted in the whack of thallium and DA, sun like honey, skies of glacial blue, all life's worries tranquilized into inert shadows, tits galore into the endless pier of some illicitly detuned iridescent angel's love. Fuck life, give me silence. That is what I want, absolute boredom and nothingness, and I want it now, in my face like a coked-up Slovakian dominatrix in an underground Soho brothel. See the splendid picnic of honey and sun, see the skull inside the basket, eyes blacked out, dance to mask it, fuck a gun, eye ketamined, blindfolded, tight-roped, aggrieved, the girls and gods parades of thin ankles, tight sleeves, ballet shoes, dainty knees, Christmas air, fragrant here, lilting there, from princess fair to millionaire, magazine, Dior affair, a winter collection, sex complexion. I want to hear the Cambridge choirs, fuckers, liars, in the bleak midwinter. I want the supreme architecture of Denny Ed come inducing exclusive pins, cold faces and Christmas lights, small breasts, cold sun on concrete, winter's crest, in bright white skies, stiletto delight, lingerie, tights, in taxis in and out they step our sisters, grade A listers, paired with misters, Royal Mint slisters. The concierge knows it, attempts to standardise the pain, weeps internal like willow tree, willow bend, our sisters slip inside the end, electric clean, fucked in glory, absolute in territory, New Year's Eve pure serene, small between the stars I scream, immortal now in twinkle time, petrified by church bell chime. If there's a God, let him speak now, soothe the panic rain and fireworks that in me soar, the flicker light of cocaine sex, the slam and smack of nightclub door, the intermittent flash of gash, the flicker strobe luminescent twerk of cash. It is Mortigi sin I'm in. I applaud my Superman, Julian the Truth Assange, from embassy to bullet land, Al-Zayedi's sacred hand, devil's laughter at my plans. I, a Russian cameraman, bend and kneel in station snows, into legs my camera goes. I, voyeur of heels and coats, hide on corners, zoom and scan, till creptitude jitters pan, alert on furls, concave world, internal star, illicit tunnels, while land is far, recreant manoeuvres, deep and dark web, Dali lines, quantum fear, pulsing patterns, justice mimes, dancers at the end of time, eye brain damage, Bible on mute, stare at Russian Institute, lingerie leg and high heel shoe, like phosphor burn my retina through, in evening office in the city, CEO splits the new girl, privileged intern, her in silk blouse, mother's pearls, killer heels, they kiss like frenzied fucking eels, his dick inside her squeaking pink, his finger in her fragrant stink. The world is structured by such deals, there's no such thing as clean ideals, he is there through born connections, she virago off erections, the world is fucked, it always was, from Dr. Johnson to Abu Ghraib, de Unamuno, Guantanamo Bay, ask Orwell, Chomsky, Finkelstein, read
The following section of this work has been subject to legally enforced redaction. See Illicit Communications Act Order 18519.
The colonial imperial Zion Radfem Tory neocon supreme and buckles his belt and says to me in smirk and glee, I've raped your mother, stole your land, tortured your brother, sistered man into man, mutilated your farm, nerve-gassed your barn, wasted your stock, removed your cock, blackened your name, kicked infant lame, drowned your dogs, car-sowed the air, blown you a kiss of leukemic surprise, hospital shelled, orphans belled, sister split, killed every man, manned every girl, made young boys rise to raise my world, and crowned it with statute of me, your lord, your king, your everything, the hymn you'll bring, the song you'll sing, the dong you'll ding, or pray we shall to God above, that cells mutate in those you love, we cuff you tight if you speak back, wash you in acid attack, under imperial beast of psionic baton, should you not heed, bow to me, suck my milk from my beef, I shall quicken your life brief, deepen your acquaintance with your grief, and tell the world that you touch little boys and little girls, and put it in the history books, so that when future fuckers look, I, the founder of the town, built it up, not tore it down, saved you from the tribal savage, bombed you free from death and damage, liberated your father's orchard from his fucking son and daughter. I divide you, I enslide you. Now my sons, your little brothers, call me father, your sister mother. I parade at your pain wink. I am the man inside the maid's pink, the man who made this fucking town sing, and history forgets the crime. And trust me, cunt, there'll come a time when my anthem you'll sing sublime. I'll superglue your mouth until your thoughts for me they bear no ill, and like choir boy in feminine frock you'll kneel to suck your master's cock. So fucking what is my reply? I who know soon I will die, shrug my shoulder, hold out branch, chew on grass. I do not give the slightest fuck. I in century 21 share common destiny with my damages. I've lived my life twixt fear and fires, ingratitude to cunts and liars. So take the world, incinerate it, burn it all, move into space, into absolute dimension far. Count the sand as though they're stars, count the stars as though they're sand. Pour universal through your hand, dark the light you wish to darken, light the dark you wish to brighten, be forever, all eternal, infinitum, matters not a fuck to me, I shall decay as dead can be, I shall dissolve in mindless rot, the pain of now will then be not, so cry in nuclear isomer, in prion femto technology, destroy the carbon off my mass, execute your will en masse, a switch, a chair, a fault, a cult, my flesh and blood is state controlled, and waits to fold in lifeless vault. For this I see it as a sign that I hate the fucking weight off my fucking head, upon my fucking neck, upon my fucking spine. I in the and what lives have not. Critics can be bought, ethics can be taught. Caress your simple minds, they do. Suppress your struggle, open you. They'll frighten you into confusion. Slyly assist with problem, reaction, solution. Yesterday's invaders, liars, backstabbers, rapists and killers are today's fathers, lords, leaders, teachers, kings, statues, women of power, gods. It is their cocks and clits, the clits and cocks of power, empire, imperialism.
The following section of this work has been subject to legally enforced redaction. See Illicit Communications Act Order 165320.
I despise the men who order the killing of human life, from the hypostasis and wonderment of being alive to the terminus of being dead, ending the light in people's eyes, people who live and dream and laugh and cry like you and I. So I'm not going to mince my words like a sissy petrified of retribution, arrest and detainment. I won't be hammered into an obedience to the powerful. I'll make my fucking belief as clear as fucking ice. I'd love to see a Stanley Night.
The following section of this work has been subject to legally enforced redaction. See Illicit Communications Act Order 5 for 1520.
For injustice whimpers meekly in the air, like an evaporating mist, a camp kiss, a doe-eyed effeminate affair, and even that only so long as a memory exists to keep it there. I, against Churchill, watch Blair and Bush rape with power, illicit pain, spin space, evade case, pose insurmountable. Watch their smirk, their insipid gain, watch them lurk, check their balance. Until then, honesty is gone from the world. Who, I ask, has sissified me to the point of accepting that? Who has zombified me into the old impotent refrain? Life is unfair, kill yourself or get over it. Who has kneed me with Krav and Maga, slipped their hile through, burst my balloon, devised my gloom? Who has completely outsmarted me from my servile conch, right down to the hole in my peasant's fucking shoe? Duped me into thinking I was a winner, winning in the ditch with my wheelchair wheel still fucking spinning. Fear has made me weird, it's chilled my bones. Graves rot, memories of injustice fade. Razor blades and maple syrup, from pillar to post as truth is laid. The machine of Rothschilder does to the toddler brain patriot what mannequin dildos do to Anisias of Hungaria. In and out on the webcams of the early 21st fucking century. Sisyphean head smasher into dream, propellant fear. The Zionist breaks Palestinian jawbones, comes to ledger erect and pert, counts the chink of shekel stink, licks his lip to witness hurt. Thus in dreams of mortal screams I transcend the acts of this, and I am born in desert storm, injustice off invisibleness. 100 sun-drenched miles I walk from the belt of fucking green. In my dream of justice I cannot be seen. I walk underneath salvation's sun. I see the imperialist army looting gold, the museums, the oil, all wealth, starve the civilian population, torture the voiceless, maim those who defend, making Iraqi man suck the cock of Iraqi man in illegal prisons, graves, US soldiers raping children, obliterating the atmosphere with depleted carcinogenic agents for generations. I am bent double, aggrieved in the whole of my fucking soul. I thus walk closer to the soldiers that I call terrorists. I smell the stench of US command in my nose. I hear the noise of Sincar and AZIP radios, the crackle of walkie-talkie in my fucking ears. I see repulsive killer sneers in my eyes. In the thin air of the desert I am born, invisible. One bastard appears, their face a grey screen through which murderers' faces flick forth back and forth between. All liars and murderers evaporate into this form, cunt after cunt, the murderers swarm. Take them out one by one, this fucker, Palin, Clinton, Albright, parasite and scum, Churchill, Blair, O'Reilly, spawned from devil's thumb, Campbell, Brims, Wall, Harris, warmongers dumb. I see them smirk, Zinni, Burridge, Cooper, Salmon at their work, Sharif, Torp, Bush, Brown, Huckabee, Corin, Rice, conduct $1 trillion heist, Austin, Casey, Deering, Nash, killing child by gas attack for gold and cash, Cohen, Berger, Rubin, Hitchens, turning death to oil and power, Amos 2, Power rums fell lying through. Evil fuckers, you endless list of nefarious, avaricious, wicked cunts. All your twistings, foreign listings, and concealings of your dealings. I hope one day the truth it shineth through. In invisible justice I resign on earth to fictional comeuppance dream. I close my eyes, split my spleen. I slam my foot into evil faces, cracking every aspect of their skull. All my heart, my force full. The impact of the crack disseminates my ankle. Fibrous shards of calcium bone implode into powder, talcum chowder. I smash my foot and leg into ossian, cortical, cancellous. The waft and whack of matrix bone, from fibre sewn to atom blown, with bang of crack and debris flown. I slit the epheseal line like an obsidian scalpel through gel. The articular cartilage crunch, decimate, communate. I mangle the defunct of the liar's skull, electrify the dorsal horn to destroy the bastards of massacre, murder. I destroy myself. Into and through a mist I shatter bones in my fist. Cracked by impact, vertebrate like a pianist, tinkles through a list. A baton of nails I wedge up, excruciate deep and twist. A silvery liquid impulps itself round the wound of his evil screamers moan. Her legs lie twitching, I smash her bitchin', mushing their evil as my prison cell like beams a dance of dusted bone. I scrape with the blood of my fingernail tip upon the prison fucking wall. This is for the millions you have killed in greed's name. This, you cunts, is for them all. I in seminar, I in fellatio, I a hostage, I to aliens, I a UFO, I under Oldfield, I in post-ejaculation clarity, I a psychonaut, I in a Sheraton hotel, I a shadow walker, a futurist, I holding on to spaceship door as the vacuum vortex pulls out the fucking floor, hypnotized in the chemical formula I adore. In nylon law, I dig up pietistic bones and pissing skulls, I have respect for nothing's lulls. The wind whips through my battered bones, I exhausted crawl alone into my fucking kennel home. Strained voice cunts above me, cunts below me, shouting strangled angry tones, disturbed and violent junkie moans. Sandwiched I live amidst the groans, I shiver in bed onto damp pillow, put my head, I stare at darkness, all my life's been rancid starkness, like a woodlice and rotten rank. Fear crawls inside my mouth, through my blood and blistered dank. I pickled in hatred of the sententious world, I piss away my everyday. Intransigent I ossify, blinded by the endless sky, eclipsed by Elysium rendered eremite, pathetic ascetic. I in myrmidom, silent, mute, mental twitch, frenetic, in ablution, purient, satiric, indecorous, indexical, seditious. I live my life, create nothing good, nothing wholesome, nothing tangible in fucking metrics. I see window dialectics, cunts who render problem for solution techniques. I hate those that sponsor both sides of a war, of which there have been many, and of which there will be more. Bastards, divide dwellers, lie tellers, arms sellers, Zionist Dorothy, Zionist James, Concordia, Integritas, Industrias, Balfour authors, insipid lord and lady cast. Hate for this in me exists as a refractive index within my fucking eye that floats into gradual decay and flicks back into fucking center when I look away. So in truth I stare perpetual at the core forevermore of theft and whore, suspended on the cuff of cataclysmic war, vitreous motility, hyper-victim killer spree. I enslaved to those of rigged up voting power, sorted, fucked I am and then deported. I live my life as an ugly man, beaten black and blue I am, in a world of insensate beauty, left on the fucking curb am I in beggar's wine. Wish I had a cunt to dine, wish I had such fucking luck, bereft of this I live struck, hugging mist on wood I fuck, a lonely, lost and wasted man, stupefied by legs I am, entranced by cunt my soul does dart into the dream of mythic dark, where women's pink is split apart, and yet this glove I love so much, I'd be arrested if I touched, so life for me's a honey trap, in honeylessness on I tap, to limp through airport, office, bar, station, slab and fucking star, I hobble on twixt soup supergirls, smell their slits and fragrant twirls. All my love of sex I hate, dazzle dye my eyeballs slate, and swing in swirls of oracle and cercinate. In rapid flash of sideways slash, my eyes a grid index mash. Though legs and blowjobs all I want, to pull out my dick's frowned upon, like pulling out and swinging round an airport lounge a fucking ballast song. So in this life of mortal limitation, I dance about in endless pain, pain of knowing I will die. My heart is broke, my brain is bent, my life's a fact that I resent. I'll touch not even 1% of all the fanny heaven sent. I therefore scavenge in futile desire, in coldest thought against the fire, in the lacerating scream of unrequited dream. I hear the hammer of my heart slam. For all the life I've lived, I'd rather be a dildo than a fucking man. To slip into teledildonics and blissful beam, this I deem the most efficient means. It seems that I, a monkey mouth, unpermitted north or south, could find my god, my subatomic quark, could find my daisy chain, my goldfinch, lime twig and my hawk. For I have learned over the years, thought is for nerds, opinion for queers. What you want to do instead of all other stuff is to slip into town, check out the muff. That's the real art of the world, have you seen it yet? Women in skirts, splayed, tits out wet. What's better than that under our sky? I have seen nothing, so why should I lie? From Bible, history, knowledge and shit, it's all boring and wank compared to a chick. So better the rat on a Saturday night, banging a blonde than the limp boy that writes. You see, the glittered magic that I have seen of nylon tits from arse to seam is greater than the stars above, and life and shit and death and love. I, increpid, antediluvian, wimpish, a perpetual moaner, recusant, resistive, rejectory, a fucking loner, crawling for attention all over the place, queerly kiss the stiletto that smashes my face. I, a limpid, limey, soulless, dysfractional fuck, blinded by birth, driven by fear, fueled by hate, knackered by lust, hugged by the wind, burdened by dream, deafened by bell, trapped in a shell, shivered by heaven, shattered by hell, worn out as fuck, in wrongful conviction, my one life wasted in self-indulgent crucifixion, unaware and innocent, naively brimming with sweets and toys, didn't grow tall enough to reach top women, stayed at home a tortured boy. I am a servant to the strong, I am a kisser off the dong, I am a licker off the schlong. In the lipstick of psychological serfdom, I won't break the law of God as I was taught. Think I sit in warmth and light, think I'm blessed with sheltered night. Wind hits me from left and sun hits me from right. I deceive by day and by night defrauded. I emaciated, mocked, marooned, marauded. I with holographic countdown clock above my head look down to cock. I lie in wait for death to knock. I live like shit in rented pit. Sitting naked, I trapped in an iron cage in rural France, a different age. Flopped out cock, sternum grotesque, fuckled, buckled, hairy patches, mongrels not. Eyes burning in the blistering fuck of modern ladies with boutique bags as by they strut. I cannot see above the thigh, in forever's come down I live I, controlled alarm programmed to die. The world wags on a heartless fuck, on uppers downers in bars of class, hotel floors made of glass. I look up through transparent ceilings, under skirts. I love cons so much it hurts. Women of grace step and pinch the mince fold curtains off their minge. Prostitutes, vodka laden, whiskey sleaze, all my worth thrown under these. Diabolode forever to sex and fucking debt, drifted in my drugged head. I a space cadet, lost in a forest, my dick bled. In loneliness of Christmas time, under mistletoe I whine, for newlywed and saline brine, buying bed to lay their spine. I dream descend to moment men that sizzles through me round the bend. There's nothing I won't do, my friend, there's not a penny I won't spend to put my cock into an end. This is the purpose of my life, it's why I breathe, it's why I write, it's why I lie awake at night, it's why I sail from sky to sky, it's why I curse my fucking eyes, it's why from bed I opt to rise, it's why I fend off my demise, it's why I paint my face a smile, it's why I walk from mile to mile, it's why my fingerprints on file. In clemency from this desire, I awake one day in symbolism's darkest mire. In a world of zero women, signature, immolation, Clematis Montana rolls down nowhere. nowhere. I claim without lying, in this scene I'd have no fear of dying. I teach myself to block out dreams, lipstick, museums, magazines. The winner of the world is he who gives the least of fucks. I emerge in this apocalypse with my dick in hand. I hear undying radio, left in the world is only man. In the murk of swinging knife and barking fucking dog, I crawl out amidst the men in countless city fog, and to the sound of breaking glass on the streets of Pomodars, the world bereft of point and care, we die in Earth's finale fair. Iron bars around heads bent, we fight to death in rancid breath for what is left of pussy scent. Pitchforked men hunt in packs, search through vents, walls and cracks, framed with tacks in blown up shrines, photographs of female times. Big man goes machine gun runner, in memory of cunt a bomber. In this hell where men have cocks and only have their hands to fuck, ethics they do modify. In the prison black of sky, scared transvestites off the land, cower shiver in demand, deemed none better than a hand. In the lofts of dark warehouses, hunted down as makeshift spouses, mangled up in makeup blouses. This nightmare's my everyday. I don't see women anyway, and I'm not even fucking gay. But to my end I live in tether, incremental, pale and weathered. Inclement railways rust forever. In sun I sit and sting in rain, my head against the window pane. Shake I do on fucking train, and from my eyes I can see a million men in the skies who have chosen now to fly to Thailand on a plane. There's warring thieves in the street that pray to the same God before they meet. If there is a God that loves man, let him speak now. In my mind I sit still, I am ill, I deep throat pneumatic drill. I am sick, I often wonder when will life defunct my eyes and end my dick. The days of sepia deterioration, rot, vampires under bridges, frozen pitch black railway tracks, whiteboard centrists freezing cold, interzone checkpoints growing old, garret letters stinging rain, sun on tap, dirty windows, baseball caps, skeletons swinging bats, e-numbered greasy council flats. Man's a fruitcake faggot, a cunt's plum, popping out purple pink, pig-faced ginger finger stink, bum kink in the vice of an incendiary device. I wish my time it could have been in soft cozy circular dream, in pharmacy of sepia brown, in a time gone by New England town. Mr. fucking Whitecoat like a father, old-fashioned Atticus, dignified, austere, laconic, wise. Then his daughter at 16 arrives, the buzz of white in her eyes, trepid, soft, unassuming. She would shimmer in the store as the bell dings the door. Young, soft, cold brown hazel hair, slender sylph, thin and fair. All my boredom turned to love, I consumed by visions of how she'd bend down to the floor, graceful wrist, bright eye clean and pinafore. She grew older, she grew great, until my lust unlocked the gate. Then I rejected, grew to hate myself, my life, scarred my eye, creaked my neck. Skeletons with me they slept, creep crawled underneath the grace of everything I knew of space. Life grew dimmer in my eyes grew dimmer in my face. A momentary waft of incidental perfume into my nose, with winter notes of vetiver, of algarwood, bergamot and rose. Utter tranquility, I am intellectually weak, thus I move, attention catcher. If not in love, in hate I snatch her, shivering in the extremities of catharsis, resolving in black holes, fear, anger, confusion and despair. I shudder with psychotic intensity, two-tone black, mesh on breast, forever I in endless gag grotesquely follow like a pest, a stalker, walker, till I decay as septic flesh. In Ivy League sorority, sex witch, forest fuck gangs, I self-administer smack, witness volunteero hypnal girls, crack, microdots, ket and whack. I am buzzing till the shock of parental headlights pull up in bacon chiller forest dark, with fucking buffet torch and bark. I in spirit of the staircase shiver ill, wish to die, in echo essence I dissolve, underground pass abound, carry sorrow where I go, all wow factor how God smacked her, stutter up to build replete, with high heels on the fucker street, from silver sand to silk concrete, coat and scarf and winter sleet. How she in perfumed equinox slit through the leaves, a Whitehall fox. Be myself, nothing more, nothing less. Then bonjour si vous plaît, I say, and like a Cambridge Japanese, the world it walks the other way. I in chattel to the lords of power, I cocksucker, bleed from arse, flutter lashes to the fist off the royal imperialist. I train to obey in the royal harem, I a serf in the imperial palace, fee-feed out for sailors' malice. I a servile geisha, a navy-suited Alicia, a limp-legged Alice. I pulp to please in Cabazar, learn the mare's trick, squeeze it out. I am a mistress of Pompoir, my purpose on earth to serve a serf, a manager, god, supervisor, captain, inflate my gob with spunk and the throb, appease and squirm the world that I am fucking trapped in. Condensed milk blonde, silky tanned and flicker sweet, lurid sedition, meat with meat, not limited to the moral sphere of this age. I relieve my life in armitage shanks, capital vanks. The boys in the army can render a fella like me defunct, in Zionist shirt, neocon skirt, patriot squirt. They come along in rubbered hands and kill a spree with smirking glee. I fucked him with sawbunk fella, contagious cells, hot and washed, sticky, smelly. Cunts kissed a Kim, kissed a Vicky, kissed a fucking dirty Shelley. In Dunning-Kruger, pestilential, all my life inconsequential. Indulgent queers and Oscar Wildes, men as soldiers, paedophile. I nat splayed noses, ask little boys who touch their toeses. I long with thirst beneath blue skies to taste the brine that trickles down between girls' thighs. Girls in the sunshine, legs and faces and lips and noses, with tits and hair of silk and roses. As the sunlight strikes a clock on me, I scrape the tears out of my eye. I can't believe that I will die, and from this doom I can't unfetter. I collapse to think sometimes, the worse my life, the worse my life, the worse my life, the fucking better. And then the rain fell. And the rain, it truly fell. It lashed the streets, I lost my dog, my cardboard melted down to sog. Torrential fanny, svelte and pelted, in Burberry coats I saw life melted. Bastard Buckley hitching voices, incipient sports club, the smug of Dosh, banging Olufsen, saturnine, termagant Dosh. The lords of men in vans with Murdoch Unilever noodles, men holding Bosch with brains of poodles, bones shattered in silence and milk toast, the mulatto nigger, packy termite, cocksaw, spunk ghost, the shaky head, El Darko Gammon Ed, and yellow Zan, desert boy, Smirkovich, the stench of pigskin white man, the sucklings of inducements, the greenhorn novitiate, the neophytic in perpetuity, in torpor, the lubricious, the tabloid stat warper, the lackey and emissary into Nucio, in infinitesimalia incrementalis, the spineless, the unassailable common destiny of all fucking man, servile soldiers that enter wars, courts and ballroom with wives of bloom, a blush balloon, complicit wives, inflated whore's womb, prick-brain ceremony before their lordship of army general, like cowper fluid lubricates the urethra before the spunk. War is hell, you stupid fucking cunts. Qui malo quo bono heterodoxy iconoclastic, in dissidence for heaven's plastics, for the liar's fleet riddles child, riddles man, riddles bitch, grinds young faces old in plan, shuffles stacks between the upper, middle, lower classes and the rich, spray paint windows on the inside of the eyelids of the snitch, cunts of concupiscence, abecedarian fluffers, varmint, gradual incremental death of insolence, the suppliant, the venal, the profligate. I share a kidney in the world I love, with men I fucking hate. I grounded by gravity, lifted by bone, dragged by the ear, dropped and disowned, fucked by disaster, sold by the buyer, soaked in the rain, dried by the fire, born sick and unwell, disabled and dying, petrified eyes of perpetual crying, embarrassed and guilty, knackered with shame, marrowed in carbonite, crystallized pain, distilled as calciate, fricasse insane, delinquent devoid, shrieking in hunger, loop guru, bet noir, somnambulant compound, natility tar. My mouth cracks open, slow and suspire, my teeth crumble out like spikes and spires, grayscale waters, snow upon blood, eyes wriggle scared on rusted wires, joy pulled out with fucking pliers, I in the pale relapse of hypertropia, UO, hide in the vaults of decay and shadow, I in monuments and mausoleums, corpus pits, stone shift tombs, ossuary crypts, nightmare necropolis catacombs, insolent sepulchre, iron hewn, polyandrium, twitch cocooned, beaten insensible by fear of death, strangled by mortal coil, decanted into boiling oil, pullied up to holy sex, and lowered into fucking death, in the rigor mortis of my atoms merging with the soil, in program senescence, fucking toil, honorary speakers, men of fraud, girls of craft, power suited, patent booted, corporate heels, califigian arse, malfacent fuckers in smirk and smile, in stunning coy, cool night sand, the smell of drugs, a silent goy, a blue marquee, the Dello wanker llama he, gender Marie, the swarm of leisure virtualis, ready wit, 5 million Mohammeds on a blonde bit, in trifecta psychoessence, eye inert, cry incessant, desultory time-lapse fucking noise, phosphorescence, slither on illicit toys, the kings of hell, the slaves of heaven, God the pilot, awful man, neuron impulse, atom bang, cowardly and scared of hell, I do confess a rule of silence kept me well, but now I live oppressed. I live controlled by the state, like a slut and call am I a fluff and kneel and way. I live dripping too for late, to know who rules the world too late. I look up with floatarian eyes, to whom I cannot criticise, and warning comes to keep me shut, this I deplore, eviscerate, I a peon in sissied stance, in brainwashed psychotronic trance, fucked by penal carrying iridescence, I submit, some live like gods, I live like shit, in Mincegate dander, Tudor lane, Greensleeves whore, and market pain, in Ariston and on, iron surfed and moved along, till sultry corporate fox in heels teaches me to kiss my loss, sues me in nudes, I shudder neath her slam and toss, comply to power, obey her whim, exalt to her she is my boss, her in jacket, legs and dress, shiny hair, Nicolesque, for breakfast socked her fella's cock, comes to work, controls me like a servile fuck, I daydream out of window, on my evanescent break, to transcendental whiffs of air and aquid ocean spray, to Weimar princess frozen past, to dynasties of rivers mask, I smile elliptic damaged laughs, 1,000 years too soon I lived, 1,000 years too late, in eucalyptic scent I love, for death I shiver hate, from pointed killer blood and red to girls immaculate, in Pontilus point and punctured heart I sail my sorrow through, and hold my head to soles of red and high-heeled glossy shoe, denier twinged, nylon tights, cherry minged, acicular slits, licking clits, tan line tits, compared to this I shiver in the corner, all my worth upon the deck, I whimper like a frightened fuck with shudders down my neck, I like a prostitute, prisoner and intern, associate under aspergillum, genuflect to power, I shiver when she looks at me and in a bison's cower, pull out my spine like a charred fucking Portuguese sardine, hold my skull up like a World Cup, I've been locked in prison cells for things I didn't do, I arrested, smacked about, the slam of shit pushed through, in futile chase of fucking dreams I've bled out, winded puffing, I gave the world all my respect I gave for nothing, now black and blue with clicking bones, lymphoma, tears and sweat, I peel my fucking skin from sun and sizzle in regret, the world has no integrity, the world corrupt as it can be, the filth of thieving fucks, there's dirty weavers in every lane, fuzzy pigs bereft of shame, I've seen man sniff down shyster lane, I've seen the eyes of fucking liars, I've seen where twist, deceit and doltish frame conspires, men who'd lock man up white knight style to get a clear run up the aisle, to rip an innocent out of the night, fuck him in a concrete cell, stand on his toes, pinch for a fight, mangle truth with dirty lie, suffocate him with bureaucratic wet cloth, stew him in blankets of lice, I've seen a man fresh air denied, I've seen him stripped in laughter snide, I've seen him forced to floor, filth ridden, seen how he cries, how he bleeds and how he itches, stitches, whilst crooked up cops slide their cocks inside the mouth of bitches, the world is lies, a photic disguise, dark demand, sleight of hand, malign surprise, Genghis Khan he raped and killed and built towns up from blood he spilled, the screams of death long forgotten, time disperses crime like cotton, the name and cities live on past, the memories of deathly cast, the yield however of his crimes, in the fucking sun it shines, so why obey a moral code, when those that don't bear no load, their short life full of sex and power, feast and breast till final hour, marble case, street lamps of opulence along the Thames, sparkle too, the rape and death of millions for the fucking few, endless tons of New Jersey concrete baking in the fucking heat, oil textile, gold and tea, spice, sugar, wool, chromium, iron, copper, palm oil, petroleum, platinum, silver, bullion, spud. All the world is built on blood, power, lies, servitude, all its structure, rape, deception, wealth accrued, fraud and sex, turpitude, corruption, bribe. Down the aisle slides the bride, and backsheesh pride. In mito glide, suborno, resplata, comshaw, muta, sinbone, kiss of cash, tea money, back CC cola, check of silence, Cambridge College, Nigerian dash. Life has fucked me like a skewer, the world's a backhand cesspit sewer. In Fakalaki, Kucheko, smear, gel, spinterella. The world offers me a coat in sun, in rain takes my umbrella. Who will carry my coffin? For I have walked alone across 1,000 cities, soaked to fucking bone. Now I live my darkness out in dreams of women's legs. Where some men gain access to this, I waste away instead. I've opened up my eyes to the endlessness of change, where braver men than me are brave by standing out of range. In the long run, those that hurt you help you when it comes to switching out the light. I'd rather leave a cellar dark than leave a life that's bright. Like language to a nihilist, my love of life's a curse. I know I am a nothing man in the endless universe. As dicks expand to flash of gash from air hostesses of perfection that lube the aisles up and down, legs of sex, internal smile, external frown, like icing pearls, blue and fine, and black hold-ups and legs divine. I love the soft and golden skin, the icy eyes of pout and sin, and girls with legs of scissored poise grow into shapes that harden boys, slice through the lust that they elicit, wink at the noise that they solicit. Will legs like that chop me soon, in palaces inside the moon? Does every word come from the womb? Is history endless atom strewn? Will fear pace me around locked room, till without trial I meet my doom? I live myself in sleeper cell, some cunts have put my life through hell. Every word a diatribe, a failure, I have tried to die, a victim of the fucking sly. I am in sum that what I despise, a cubic inch of air and sky, a non-mute run my mouth. Do I in history lie comes after lie, sins decay, as do starlets off the stage, as do morals off the age, as do ethics on the page, as do what triggers public rage, as do the girls that pass my cage, in expel air, elite affair, shatter momentary air, the crack of night, the snap of red, infernal white, romantic summer city parks, fireworks, illicit sparks. My soul it swingeth like an arc, a pendulum clock in the dark, through all the orgies of rural France, modern raves, beats of trance, cancer wards, cruel circumstance, life's a flash of brutal chance, cuckoo's nests, golden blondes with massive breasts, standing by infinity pools, whilst my heart and dick it drools, taking high tempo aerobic classes in the shimmering fucking sun, bending mind with pulp of bum, for which my soul it licks my tongue. By this vision my mind slaughtered, my head hung, my solace quartered. I put on shades to block the view, a VLT of 1 or 2. I pacify with sig and scrawl, rock back and forth, resign my head into a wall. These girls with arse up to the sky that swing and twerk and throb at mid, squeeze pop off coke bottle lid. I frenzied into madcap by the scintillating territory, twixt the hem of skirt and glory. But back in here from where I peer, I retract the skies, zoom in my fucking eyes, all my hell internalized. I lie mangled, sunlight blocked, damp and dusty, dark and rusty, twitching like a mutilated fucking insect, a Vincent Malloy, a morose and morbid wasted boy, truculent, insipid, menace shivered. From detumescence I delivered, in contortions of memory, I hide and watch the watchers that watch those that watch me. Fuck Svengalis, Mary Stokes, fuck the fuckers off all hopes. I delinquent stutter toast, nihilistic dancing tropes, bereft of probity billionaires, unremunerative prostitution snares, isomorphic intransigent, live for no gain, bleed in the wind, shit on the brain, piss on the graves of endless pain, microwaved in fucking sun, pounding beat, rattled cells, choking heat, insensate drum, shaky heads, distillery teds. I spin knackered, angry, wild, pulled to pieces, locked up like a fucking child. The intermittent dim bus light, awake all day, awake all night. In Salem, Tosca, Lightost, I a saboteur. The aggregate of ledger, dared to fucking dare. In human thought, a repellent mind, conglomeration of mankind. Out into the stars as one, hyper high for supergirls. Against myself and I against the world. Night falls upon me like a black heron. I sleep like a cichlid. I've seen espionage in the posh panic of pedigree collapse. I've seen cunts drawing lines on maps. First blood presses, sucker punches, honey traps. Innocent men in tilted chess match, bagatelle magnets, artificial breather holes, predetermined end goals. The world is my oyster, my rank and insincere oyster, internally lined with CCTV that works for them, not for me. Corrupt officials smirk, I see, conveniently, and clever guys screwing thee in scheme cahoots, suppressive law, malevolent rich, servile poor. The world is my oyster, with its power hour minges that shiver me into authority whore. A quaking girl in run rake jam and pinafore, stepping back, eye petrified, in narrowing shadow, closing door. Who will crack the shell, the architectures of power, collapse the building structures, collapse the fucking towers, see the swarms of servants, the cities of God, the lick fucking spit like iconoclastics, motorbike boys, wraparound shades, bandanas, fucking spastics. The world is my oyster, I silenced and caped through cloister, suffocate internal bled, call nothing happy till it's dead. The police hold me by from me my fading hours, muscle waste, deny me showers, flex their grin, elicit powers, put me in lipstick by the door, pant me like a dog on fours, eye in heartburn, stinging eyes, double bent and fucked by lies. In isolation now I live just like I hide, in dreams of fucking pseudocide, to omnicidal pitch noir. Places that I used to live, the roundabouts, the reservoirs, the 24-hour petrol stations, buckies, brothels, bars, the city centre with its late stragglers in skirts and heels. I see girls of fun mangled like fawn, waltz with eyes convect into polystyrene. I see them fall into taxis driven out of my dreams. I see the night parks, hooded black marks, cats hidden from myopic vision, streetlights haloed in astigmatism, herring gulls squawk waste on footpaths. The homeless sleep hopeless, the lorries of industry, the counters of yellow-lit Chinese takeaways, the flicker of oversaturated TV screens, a real counsel can be sought, poor man can be fought with the effort and the ease of a silk sleeve crease floating in the breeze. What cowards the peasants were, I feel, to stoop like shit in their short days, when in palaces and castles live the privileged of their age. A subservience akin to abject fucking farce, like kissing feet and gratitude for kissing fucking ass. Yet here we are, we've come not far, neath the smirk of laughter's star, to squirm ourselves like craven insects trapped inside a fucker's jar. Crystal Kagan, power consortiums, fear, PNAC, media, government, mass control, dominion, industry, state surveillance, inculcation, offshore trust fund nest, COINTELPRO, Keyscore, Prism, EP fucking S. I see conductors taming shrews, muting natives with molten glues, soldiers guard Vulgaris queen in animals and human being. Those compliant the stately knight 'em. I say fuck 'em, torch 'em, light 'em. I live a life in Pascal's bookmakers, I in eternity, incommensuralism constellate, I cerulean in Whitehall, early morning crisp, I in black street lamps, I sweep through trees and autumn leaves in Camisado Major, in effervescence in chrysalis skeleton total nescence, disintegrate in mortal essence, I live in shades to block the rays of insensate beauty, rose and power, femme fatale, pollen flower, women's legs in denier tight, slip on shoes, chiffon sights, grinds my soul to mill delight, electric hurt, clarion light, in lenitive perfume girls split the air, mesmeric impact hangs me there, tranquilized in awe and sigh, blown to dust across the sky, I close my eyes to gravel bow, these wafts of momentary wow, I cannot come to terms of dying, but I know that I shall die, I hobble streets in torment crying beneath the blueness of the sky. I fall into cyanoacrylate, I choke in hume, my nasal system cracked by fume. I, the patron saint of industrial accidents, kicked to death by brothers in force, the union lawyer, fighter, guardsman, horse. The heavy pestle of sorrow swings me in Schlesinger's solution, recorded Neapolitan female voices with accents ambassadorial, suffocated by incarceration. I plank walk the ones I love to see, my name is framed and mutilated on dry wood that's axed from tree. And in the eyes of fellow man I see.
The following section of this work has been subject to legally enforced redaction. See Illicit Communications Act Order 551520.
Confessing to flaws that I don't even have. I have been unquestioned, profiled and diverted. I have been detained, twisted, squeezed and squirted. I live my life as suspect, quadruple S bag checked. In airport lounge I'm held behind the ballerina's bones. I find dejected, fragrant, no future past. In spectral hunger, starving fast. I neurotic dreamer for self-surveillance solarium wired to 1 trillion monitors that measure everything, my subatomic fibers, the pitch and wave of every string, the components of my marrow, my biotissue constitution, the particles of my blood, my contiguous solution, grids of graphics chemical change, my every mean and median range, my retina health and real-time score, my white cell count, my nutrient store, my air valves pump rate, my plasmic drive velocity, my artery health toxin count, my cellular viscosity. I want to know at any time my foreign body count, nets of gain and nets of loss, why, where and what amount. I dream to live in perpetual PET scan autogen cell reports from every biozone. I dream of organ function topography. I want to see my bones. Endless zoom of visual loom into cracks and spurs, 3D rendered data graphs of where a swell occurs, my muscle mass, my biome class, my pulse rate to the attosecond, release of this, release of that to wherever need is beckoned. I want to see electron maps, analytical prognostics, the metrics of my every change, nanodiagnostics. I would sit in room pitch black wired to a seat, it would be mission control of my immunity. All this so I could see myself, every aspect of my health, and should there be a flicker in my oxygen or my heart, I shall see a flash alarm to which my eyes would dart. If I do this and nothing else, just every second watch myself until the end offend itself, attuned to data I can thrive to keep my fucking self alive. So what is said in the work that follows will suffocate nothing and shatter no walls, crush nothing's balls, create nothing, destroy fuck all. But it is off the hook, and from it into death I'll fuck. In onward gluck dumb, a constant hum, neglected fucking intercom. I see myself and thought I fester, paranoid a limit tester, frightened I await arrest, a prison death, I ahead for fuzz to stamp on, my life less value than a tampon. Thus in the republic of fucking dying I lie crying round a dyer's bed. In darkened mirrors I can see my eyes burn yellow red. The impact of the world, it smashes me to halt, from the freezing cold of silence to mental discos of assault. The world is leg and tango where secrets split the air. I can hear the smudge of drum, the genocide air. I can smell the demagogue and model doyen fair. I have insight into blindness now my days are done. I can smash a terminal, split the wind and run.
The following section of this work has been subject to legally enforced redaction. See Illicit Communications Act Order 89147.
Apology through amateur gynecology. Chemicals in vitro vein glaze my eyes, singe my brain. Radioactive green, burning up I mop and vomit, vomit mop. There are those who deem there to be value in what they have to say. I do not. Some things you lose along the way. I have no interest in my opinions, values or beliefs, but the X-ray kid should see in the thimbles of concession, even this hypocrisy, that I have respect for nothing and for free. Nothing promised, nothing certain, nothing guaranteed. I live out peace in mortal chains, I blink release in futile vain. So all my respect all for nothing, limp and lame, I whistle down a wanker's lane. I hide in Tuntog susurration, to my dying cells a nation. Even to me all I have said meaningless, a paradox, a falsity. Complicit still in breathing this, to shattered glass, fanny whiffs, stunner sniffs. I a poor mutt who can't afford a psychologist. I an ugly boy, an angry head who can't procure a woman to lie beside, nor cunt to slide my dick inside. There's no pretense in suicide. But when you are as insufficient as I am, bereft of the basic, no money or skill to make it, no bed, no fire, brick or mortar, food, woman, son or daughter, devoid of whatever intelligence is required to turn your anxieties and fears to sleep, what else is there to do in such disgrace for a man whose cock rues his face but right? A shadow, a shite, to love the world and give it all your respect for nothing, for vanity, for ego, for catharsis, for immortality, uncensored expression, surveillance, to command the world's attention with the bang of the owl. And so I stagger on, black-eyed, bust-lipped, tree-whipped, washed out in the rain, smacked up in the wind, exposed in the light, fucked by the sun, scared of the night. In brutal sands, in versus life, in vanitas, for invisible justice, a desperatist, a psychonaut, in transhuman sphere, I, a skeleton, in terminal mute, in super fear, in the architectures of impasse, I entangled, spangled, stretched and strangled, fuck or say mangled, down the stream, shackled to the sniff of dream, this fucking language into my own bones, in makeup, powder, lipstick, sistered in servitude to the effeminate whimper of my own moans, from the ultra to the hyper, from the singer to the mute, from the dying to the dead. Better it is, a noise has said, to write in good faith to no one, than in mauvais foi to all of the world. And so it is then that I write, perhaps to no one, these words, words of dream and words of fear.
And it shall be this wanker's book to clutch as such, and it shall be, I know it myself in all honesty, across the brutal sands of time, not worth a fuck.